You know, as much as I'm not a fan of these late games, I have to admit something. That hour nap I get before game time, many days that's the best sleep I get.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. God, all year. Come on. Oh, that hurt. It's cold. Oh. All right. So, what are who are we playing tonight? I forget who we're playing. Some team. I think they won the cup or something. Whatever. So look. Here's the deal. We've never won in Vegas. We all know that. Is tonight the night? I'm going to tell you why I think tonight might be the night. I'm going to give you one reason why probably not, and one reason why probably. The reason why not is because of all the years that we had to bitch, it was Marcia So and Smith, and Marcia So and Smith, and they took Marcia So and Smith. Well, they sent Smith packing to languish in Pittsburgh for the rest of his career, unless he gets traded at the deadline. But now they're putting Danisenko in the on their fourth line. If you don't remember, or if you don't recall, it's the same thing, Jaws. It's late. Cut me some slack. We waived Danisenko when he didn't make the team again, and then Vegas picked him up, and then they took a sniff, and they said, and they waived him, and we didn't take him back. We didn't even put in a claim. It wasn't like we didn't get him back. Nobody picked him up, so he stayed with Vegas. He hasn't played this year, and now he's on their fourth line. Now, that's the reason why it's likely we don't win, because we're playing ex-Panthers. The reason why I think we will win is our own fourth line, and it's not often that Paul Maurice does something that surprises me and makes me say, oh, I didn't think of that. So with Cousins out, I couldn't figure out if he was going to put Lockwood up on that third line like he had done in the past, or Gadjevich, and Maurice went and surprised me. You've got Gadjevich and Lockwood on the fourth line, and Ryan Lomberg next to Lundell and Luosterainen. And as soon as I saw Lomberg's name there, the first thing that came to my mind was, I bet you Cousins never gets his job back. I mean, he probably will get his job back, although Josh Maher never got his job back. He got sick. Ekblad and Montour came back, and Maher has been scratched ever since. I mean, we've been looking for a replacement, right, with somebody with a little bit more scoring ability than Cousins. And now Lomberg is on the ice, and I hate for Cousins. I feel bad for him because he's got a concussion. And, you know, he's going to be out. He's out tonight. I don't know how many games he's going to be out. But we know, I mean, in my opinion, you tell me what you think. We haven't seen the game yet, right? But Lomberg up there, it's worth a shot. It's definitely worth a shot, you know. And so we'll see. If Lomberg scores tonight, Cousins may never get his job back. We'll just put it that way. The other thing, Bubba. Give Bubba his pregame pets. And the Knights have Logan Thompson in because Aiden Hill is still hurt. Thompson is the dude we should have faced last year, but then he got hurt, and the other guy got hurt, and this one got hurt, and they all got hurt, which led to Aiden Hill going in and becoming Patrick Waugh Jr., and, you know, the rest of the story. He wasn't really Patrick Waugh Jr., but, I mean, it may as well have been. I mean, we didn't win. And I'm still pissed off. And now we got to start the game at 10, which means by the time the recap is up, it's going to be like 2. So speaking of that, the review is at noon tomorrow, not 8 o'clock in the morning, all right? I would love to sit here and lie to you and tell you I will be sleeping at 8 o'clock, but no. Where I will be is at the river with the dogs because I can only take them during the low tide now because Ellie struggles if it's high tide. And I couldn't get them there today because the water got too high by the time I was done putting out football videos. So the review is at noon. Now, hopefully, we will be reviewing a Panther victory because it's getting kind of tired. I mean, I'm tired of losing to Vegas. I'm certainly tired of losing to Vegas at home. On the road, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Stay healthy. Get 2 points. I need some coffee. All right, so I got it right this time. 1-1 after one. If you would have told me about 5 minutes into this game or whenever it was the Vegas scored that we were going to go end of the period 1-1, I would have taken it. At one point, Vegas had outshot us 12-2, and we end the period 13-12 down in shots. So we definitely woke up. Now, a lot happened in that period. Number one, I'm not allowed to praise goaltender during the game. Okay, number two, so Rodriguez blocks a shot, and this is so difficult because I give hockey players all the credit in the world, and I love the fact, and I hate the fact, but I love that when a player gets injured, basically, unless they are unconscious on the ice, if a player can crawl to the boards and get out of the rink, they don't blow the whistle. But the problem is when that happens, you can't have a new guy jump onto the ice until the old guy crawls off the ice, or you have too many men on the ice. And it ended up basically costing us, leads to a goal. But I can't complain because that's the sport. If the guy can crawl on his hands and knees to get off, they're not going to blow that whistle 9 times out of 10 or more than that. So Vegas ends up getting one. And then they were all over us for a while. And Marchessault had chance after chance after chance. And I can't praise the goaltender, but holy crap. And then we almost made Denisenko look like a hockey player a couple of times. And then he takes... I was going to say he took a cheap shot at Bob, but look, they did not show the replay all that much on Bally's. I venture a guess that if you show the replay of Denisenko's hit on Bob, that Bob sold it. That's my opinion on that. I didn't get to see a real close one, but it really kind of looked like Bob kind of sold it. And so we ended up with the power play, and we get a power play goal. And the game was tied. Now, Rodriguez came back after blocking that shot, which is good news, because if you remember, Luosterainen broke his leg blocking the shot, and he was out. Now, Barkov took an elbow from Martinez, unintentional, and my opinion is that currently, while I'm talking to the camera, Barkov is in the transmogrifying clone machine, and he will be back for the second period like he always is. I suspect he'll be fine. Cross fingers, right? That's what we're going to do. Meanwhile, Lundell took his spot. We definitely did not come ready to play. Vegas was all over us, and it easily could have been 3-0 if it wasn't for Bubba Brewski, who I'm not praising. That said, it's going to be a long game. I feel like this is going to get chippy. Lomberg was already talking to Martinez for the elbow to Barkov, which was unintentional. Okay? But I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit messy here in the second period. All right. 3-1 Panthers after 2. That was almost an entire hockey game. There's a lot to go over. So, Barkov, Rodriguez they didn't come back. So that's not great news. Now, Rodriguez had come back and left. So hopefully that at least means that there was nothing broken, because I would assume, well, I guess guys can't skate with broken bones. Hopefully he's okay. The Barkov situation didn't look good. He never came back. All we can do is hope that he's not going to be out for any length of time. Lundell has taken his spot, so it's Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhart, which was last year's third line a lot of the time, so we know those guys are good to go. And Matthew Tkachuk has decided, oh, I forgot my cowbell. We got a gift on the stream. We got a gift. Chucky sent us a couple of cowbells, and I'm supposed to ring it when Chucky scores in the recap and on the stream. I forgot to bring it in. So with the third period, if we win, we'll ring the cowbell for it. That was a really cool gift. I appreciate that. So we killed off, we had a regular power play, then a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds, then 5-on-3 for 1:40, and we killed off the end of the power play. It was a masterful, masterful job considering the guys that are out. Now, one thing, I'm not complaining, I'm just curious, and it just led to a goal right here. Maurice has changed the defensive pairs. He's got Ekblad with Larson and Montour with Forsling. Now, I assume that means Montour and Forsling is the top pair. I didn't think Ekblad was playing bad. I don't know if he got dinged or if he got hurt a little bit and moved down. Mikhail Kulikov were doing the same thing. But for whatever reason, Maurice changed the pairs. So I'm assuming Forsling Montour is considered the top pair and not Ekblad Larson, but who knows. But I'm very, very curious to see why that happened. But here, near the end of the period, Montour and Forsling helped lead to a Verhaeghe goal, and it's 3-1. Now, that said, just ask the Boston Bruins. 3-1 is not a great lead. You see what I'm saying? Need to finish us off and get 2. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We gotta do this right. What? I already forgot the cowbell the first time, and now I'm forgetting it again. And I'm not even gonna cut this out. Not even gonna cut it out. Hey! Chucky! All right, we got 2 points. Wow, that's loud. Good friend Chucky. He sent us a bunch of stuff. He sent us bunch of chocolate chips and treats for the dogs a couple weeks ago for Christmas, and now he sent us some cowbells. And so 2 big, beautiful first win ever in Vegas. And who knew that Barkov was the problem the whole time? So we could trade Barkov now. We can beat Vegas without Barkov. Trade him. That solves the cap issues. Boom. We're good to go. I'm kidding. It's like 1 in the morning. Cut me some slack, okay? So what in the hell was that? Now, what I will say was this looked like the opposite. Well, this looks like what we've seen the Panthers do on some of our bad nights, which is Vegas played like the first 10 minutes of the first period like they were just going to destroy us again. It looked like Game 5 all over again. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped skating. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from us. Bubba made some insane saves early on to keep us in the game. And we just started to up our level of play and match their intensity. And as soon as we matched Vegas's intensity, they stopped. They just, shit, forget it. I mean, that's what I saw, right? I mean, we played a whale of a game, but let's be honest. No Barkov, no Rodriguez, and we win 4-1. I think we killed off 6 power plays. I know it was 5. I think we might have got 6 by the end. That's crazy. Now, the thing with the defensive pairs, Maurice changed them back in the third period to the normal pairs. I guess we just kind of wanted to even the ice time out because of all the PP and PK time. But what was interesting was when you look on the score sheet in the second period, on one of the goals, Larson and Ekblad had an assist, and on the other goal, Forsling and Montour had an assist, and I think we should have left it that way. I mean, we're not giving up any goals either way, but the fact that he put those pairs together and each pair got an assist, pretty sure there's a mouse I hear running around in here. I thought he was going to leave them that way, and then we came back for the third period, and it was back together again the way it normally was. So, I gotta get some credit here, okay? Tkachuk. Now, what I'm about to say is hyperbolic, okay? I'm excited. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We just beat Vegas. Okay, in Vegas. All right. However, while I was watching this game and watching Tkachuk and his play, what came to my mind was that Chucky looked at the schedule, pointed to this game, and said, "That's the game I'm going to start playing like my old self again." Like he was just pacing himself and saving his body until this game, and he said, "That's when I'm coming back and playing like Chucky did last year." Because that dude that we saw on the ice tonight was the dude we saw last year. Now, is he going to continue to play like that? Or is he going to just park it again and wait for the playoffs? The point is he's capable of playing like that. All right, he played a whale of a game. He beat Logan Thompson's short side, massive ding off the post where he would have had 2 goals. I thought he had 2 assists, but they said he only had 1. I thought he had 2 because I know he had the one wicked pass. It was Verhaeghe to Reinhardt, or Verhaeghe to Tkachuk to Reinhardt, and I was pretty sure he had another assist earlier, but either way, he looked good. Now, the concern, well, I want to give out some more praise. Ryan Lomberg. Ryan Lomberg played a whale of a game. Remember, we were already down Cousins. I know Lomberg didn't score, but when healthy, Lomberg with Luosterainen and Lundell is a lot better than Cousins. And the fourth line with Gadjevich and Lockwood and Stenlin, to me, I don't know if Cousins will/should get his job back. He probably will. I don't know that he should. You know what I mean? We'll put it that way. Who else played a whale of a game? Anton Lundell came in. You know, he took Barkov's spot. Well, they just put that line back together with Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhardt, and that did work for us. And basically, we just went down to 3 lines, and then the extra guys just took shifts here or there because we were down 2 guys. So, and that's the thing, is that hopefully Barkov, Rodriguez is okay. Now, Rodriguez came back. I keep wanting to yawn. I don't know why this has been happening in the recaps to me. I keep wanting to yawn. I don't know what that's about. Rodriguez came back, and he was on the bench. It was right after Barkov got hurt and went to the locker room. And then Rodriguez came back, and they showed Maurice talking to Rodriguez, you know, "You okay?" And Rodriguez, yeah, I'm fine. And then he went back out on the ice. He took a shift, and then he never came back. Now, what that leads me to believe is that it's not broken, right? Okay, hopefully it's just a bruise. Maybe it's swelled up on him, etc., and he'll be okay. The Barkov thing is a little bit more concerning because the way the elbow hit kind of would have been like maybe it's a jaw. It was kind of hard to tell. Maybe he got clocked in the jaw a little bit. Maybe something happened there. For him to not come out, kind of obviously we would all be concerned about concussion protocol there. Not good considering we have to play Colorado of all teams on Saturday. So with McKinnon there waiting, I mean, we're still good down the middle, right? Lundell, I don't know what you do though now, because if you have to go Lundell, Bennett, Stenlin, then you'd have to put Lorentz at 4C. It is what it is. He's no Eric Stahl, who's not signed, by the way. I'm just saying, you know, and they call him up for a game, right? NFL teams do it all the time. Guys come out, guys get hurt, and guys that have been on their couch for 14 games, you know, get signed and they play. So I'm not saying I want Eric Stahl back, but if we ever had to depend on Lorentz long term, I would want Eric Stahl back. We'll put it that way. And then hopefully those guys. Now the only other thing is, we were talking about this on the stream. Do you go with Bob again on Saturday, or do you roll Stolars out there? I think especially if Barkov is hurt, or Barkov and Rodriguez, I think you roll with Bob again. He did not, after the first period, he really didn't have a heavy workload tonight. They were ahead in shots 12-2. I don't even know if they finished with 30 shots. So he didn't really have a heavy workload towards the end of the game there. So I think you roll with Bob again, especially if we've got injury issues. Hopefully Barkov's okay. If he misses a game or two, come back for the homestand, okay. We obviously are talented enough to survive that. All right. We'll keep this short and sweet because it is going to be late. It's going to be 2 points, 2 in the morning by the time I get this up. Don't forget, you guys probably already know this because it's already late enough when you're watching this. The review will be at noon in the morning, not 8 in the morning, because I already told you I owe the dogs a trip to the river. Did I forget anybody? I don't want to leave anybody out. Bennett got a goal. That was beautiful. Tkachuk looks like himself. Verhaeghe is just obscene, right? Luosterainen had a nice move, couldn't finish. Lundell looked good. Stenlund on the PK. I mean, we're just so good. We have so much depth, and we are so good right now. And, you know, last year I made that preseason prediction about we're going to win the cup. And then as the season went on, it was kind of like, you know, I was like, yeah, we're going to win the cup. And I'd be like, and then we got down 3-1 to Boston, and I'd be like, well, I said Verhaeghe in overtime in Game 7, right? And then it happened. Of course, we didn't win. But this year's been different. I kind of said, well, I don't know. I don't even remember what I said in terms of my predictions for the preseason. I genuinely, right now, am thinking about that video, and I don't remember what I said for us. I think I said we win a round, and I think that's what I said. But what I will say now is that I said it before a couple games ago. I say it again. I feel real good about this team, especially with the Eastern Conference opponents. I feel real confident with this team. I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to jinx it, and I don't want to do all of that. But I feel good about this team. I'll leave it at that for now, right? Because I'm still too burnt, crisp, toast, energetically and emotionally from missing out on that prediction. And you can read about that, by the way. I haven't mentioned this in a while. You can read about that in my book that is out, Lessons in Faith and Sports. The link to that book on Amazon is in all of the descriptions. Right now, it is in hardcover dust jacket format only. At some point after the end of the season, I am going to make it available on Kindle, but then I'm also going to have it, I'm going to do an audiobook after the season is over and I have time. I am going to produce my own audiobook for the book. But if you like bigger hardcover, nice dust jacket books and you like to support this channel, there's a lot of pictures in the book. Yeah, that's available on Amazon. Links are in the description. All right, we finally beat Vegas in Vegas. It would have been, I'll take it. I won't complain about the timing. The timing could have been better, but for now, we'll take the 2 points.